Is this the next Titanic? Is that how far this could be before we find the wreckage?
It's like Titanic in a lot of ways. Will it take us 70 years or whatever to find MH370? In that regard, it's a very different mystery.
I think it's more challenging than finding Titanic, because Titanic, there was a fairly known location. They were able to find Titanic as technology advanced. So it was just a matter of time.
Until this photograph, for 73 years, what happened when the Titanic hit bottom had been a mystery.
The eventual discovery of the Titanic in 1985 turned it into a tourist attraction.
Hi, my name is Stockton Rush. I'm the CEO and founder of OceanGate. Let's take a look at Titan. We are inside the submersible Titan, which is a carbon fiber and titanium sub that can go to the depths of the Titanic.
And so it was in June 2023, when OceanGate Expeditions sent a submersible to the ocean floor to explore what remains of the British ocean liner. For the 5 people on board, there would be no return from this ride of a lifetime.
Because these are really dangerous operations, Pete. I mean, very dangerous.
As the mini-sub slowly headed for the ocean floor, the outside water pressure increased. It eventually became too much for the Titan.
Titan was at about 3,800 meters. That's the wreck of Titanic is at that depth. So you're dealing with a very remote location.
Ed Cassano is the CEO of Pelagic Research Services. His team played a crucial role in locating the Titan. Unlike MH370, they had a rough idea of where the mini-sub was.
We knew we were diving in the area where the submarine had been operating. So, hopefully the submarine was intact and in the general area where they were last known to be.
Even with a defined search area, it was still a huge challenge.
You're on a very large ship, you're in the big ocean, basically, and now you have to get your equipment to the seafloor. The complications occur with depth. Depth is a challenge. We're talking high pressure, cold temperature. It is completely dark down there.
Nearly 4 kilometres below the surface of the Atlantic Ocean, they discovered debris from the OceanGate sub. The mission had turned from rescue to recovery.
It was extremely emotional, extremely emotional. I had several moments of silence where we not only acknowledged where we were on the site of Titanic's loss, but now, of course, it was the loss of the Titan submersible and their crew as well. And it was, I felt it was very important to take the time, several times during the operation, to acknowledge both those tragedies.
Do you sympathise with the challenges that those folks who were searching for MH370 in an entirely different ocean had?
Absolutely. Pete, one thing that I think in our search for Titan, that when we found the debris fairly quickly, it brought closure to, it was tragic, not the outcome we wanted, but there was closure, and it was closure quickly. So my heart, it goes out to, even today, to the families of the passengers on MH370, for closure.
It took just 4 days to find the Titan. MH370 has been missing for a decade, which begs the question, what state would the all-important black box flight recorders be in today?
How reliable would they be after so much time?
Well, I guess that's unprecedented. We haven't recovered these types of instruments from the ocean floor, from that depth, after 10 years, and neither has anyone in the world. So
the ATSB's Angus Mitchell demonstrates.
So this one here is the cockpit voice recorder, and this is the flight data recorder. So
these are the same recorders that were on MH370. If they can be found, the mystery may finally be solved.
So they're crash survivable and fire survivable and flooding survivable up to a point.
And these damaged recorders are a good example of just how robust this technology is.
These particular ones were taken off a 737 that crashed in Western Australia and burnt at most likely over 1100 degrees for more than half an hour.
Wow.
Now, there was a lot of work that went into not only extracting them, but then rebuilding the chips to be able to download the information. And we did get 100% off those.
So what's the difference between excessive heat and excessive depth?
In the case of MH370, you've not only got the collision forces potentially with the water, then you've got it sitting at a
Extreme
depth of
pressure.
4,000 to 6,000 metres for the best part of a decade.
So with this example, this at least proves that you're in the game, right?
The capability certainly exists, but it certainly depends on the state that we get them, and I guess we don't know until they're recovered.